I'm Alex Belfiore, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you what bill is trying to make drivers safer.
I'm Brandon Ruda, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll tell you how one historic theater may be back in business.
Recent shootings in Morgantown have residents concerned for their safety. I'm Kirsten Costco, and straight ahead on WVU News, I'll show you how you can protect yourself. WVU News starts now.
The FBI says the number of crimes across America has dropped in the last year, yet the rate of aggravated assaults has increased here at home by almost 3%. I'm Ashley Ward.
And straight ahead, we'll tell you how you can keep you and your loved ones safe. I'm Emily Braun, and you're watching WVU News, a newscast produced by journalism students at West Virginia University.
A recent shooting on Grant Avenue and a stabbing that's still under investigation in Morgantown is causing some local residents to fear for their safety.
That's right, Ashley. Aggravated assault is any crime that involves a deadly weapon. Though police say the recent shooting is an isolated incident, it is always a good idea to know how to protect yourself. Our WVU News reporter Kirsten Costco joins us now with more on self-defense classes and some simple tips on how to stay safe after dark. Kirsten?
Thanks, Emily and Ashley. Even though no one was seriously injured in the shooting on Grant Avenue, the incident has some residents fearing for their safety. And in light of this recent shooting, some residents are fighting back, and they should. Statistics say in a group of 6, 5 will experience an attempted assault in their lifetime. So how can you defend yourself in the dark? I found out how just a few simple moves can give you the confidence to fight back. Debbie Lewis is a mother who wanted to learn self-defense for herself and her children. Debbie says she wants her family to know what to do if they were ever faced with a dangerous situation.
Well, hopefully we practice enough that it becomes reflex so that we don't have to think about it in a crisis situation, so we can just react instead of act.
Debbie takes weekly self-defense classes at Casey's ATA Black Belt Academy in Morgantown. Debbie herself was faced with a scary situation when she was in college at WVU.
And I worked the night desk at Summit Hall, so I had about 3 blocks to walk at bad times of day. And I had a car following me very slowly as I walked to and from work, and I had to get the police involved, but having had some self-defense training then would have been great.
Lieutenant Mike Lance of the Morgantown Police Department says when walking at night, people should always walk in groups and be aware of their surroundings in case they are ever put in a threatening situation.
Don't give up. Do not give up. Protect yourself with what you need to do. A thing that I like to tell the young ladies is the car keys when you're walking is to take your keys and put them in your fingers. It's just to walk with your keys. It's a very good weapon for the eyes.
If you find yourself in a threatening situation, self-defense techniques like these can give you the confidence and skills to protect yourself. Statistics now show that a 21-year-old woman has a 1 in 4 chance of experiencing a violent crime in her lifetime. By taking self-defense classes, you can decrease your chances of being attacked by more than 50%. If you would like to take a self-defense class, there are many places that offer them in Morgantown. For more information, you can visit the address at the bottom of your screen.
As crime decreases across the country, the West Virginia legislature is attempting to bring down dangerous driving. Alex Belfiore has more on a law that hopes to keep drivers' eyes on the road and off their phones.
Dr. Jensen Moore was driving on a road like this one when she was involved in a 4-car pileup. It was caused by someone who was texting while driving.
I think it's very distracting. I don't think it's possible to, read from your phone or type on your keyboard and drive at the same time.
www.distraction.gov lists the 3 main types of distractions as visual, manual, and cognitive. They say texting is the most distracting because it involves all 3 types. The West Virginia State Legislature is attempting to pass a bill to make texting and driving illegal. Captain Ralston says if the law can be enforced, it could prevent a lot of accidents.
If
if it is written practically to where it can be enforced and it is a primary law to where the police can take action and make it a primary offense and not a secondary, so we can actually make traffic stops if it is observed, I think it can change the behavior.
It is already illegal for teenagers to text and drive in West Virginia. However, 34% of teenagers admit to texting while driving. Moore says police officers say there are more than 20 major accidents a week in Morgantown. For every 6 seconds of driving, a driver spends 4.6 of those seconds looking at their phone while they're texting. 48% of young Americans from 12 to 17 say they've been in a car while the driver was texting. Moore said her husband does it too.
So I think that just talking and driving is fine because most people are comfortable with one-handed driving, but you're not comfortable with blind driving, which is essentially what you're doing when you're texting.
The bill passed through the House but must pass through the Senate and be approved by the governor. Alex Belfiore, WVU News, Morgantown.
Almost 300 million Americans currently own cell phones. Several studies have shown texting while driving is as dangerous as driving drunk. That's why many states have banned it.
While lawmakers are trying to rebuild safety on the roads, local officials are trying to resurrect an historic building. In September of 2010, the Warner Theater shut its doors, but with help from a Morgantown resident, it might be lights, camera, action again for the Morgantown Theater. Brandon Ruda has more.
For nearly 80 years, the Warner Theater in downtown Morgantown has remained open. But as of this past September, its doors could be closed for good. Former resident Lori Tanner doesn't want to see this happen.
Well, I'm hoping to be able to renovate it to its original, what I say, glory.
For years, the Warner was the helm of cinema in Morgantown. But with growing population in Morgantown, the old theater is up against stiff new competition.
During the past, I would say 20 years, competition really from other cinemas has come about from the surrounding malls. I think at one time we are up against 25 screens, which is really tough competition.
The Warner was purchased by Round Table Development in 2004, who made several major improvements.
Officials from the Round Table say that they were incurring a loss more than anything else, assuring the public that there won't be any ticket sales anytime soon.
The Warner Theater is for sale by Round Table Development for $1.2 million.
There's just so many fun aspects of it that are worth keeping. You can still modernize and not take away from the historic parts of the building.
The Warner may be behind in technology, but it's not behind in character. And Lori Tanner hopes whoever buys the theater restores it to its glory. Brandon Ruda, WVU News, Morgantown.
If you are interested in helping save the Warner Theater, contact Lori Tanner by email. The address is at the bottom of your screen.
The Warner is not the only place struggling for donations. With the economy in a recession, many families are struggling to keep food on the table, and one local organization is doing its part to help. Morgantown's Christian Help Center provides food to more than 3,000 adults and children a year. Studies show about 35% of low-income families are not getting enough food. Food pantry coordinator Brianna Lovell says while the winter season is always the busiest, the recent economy has brought in many unfamiliar faces.
They hang out, they're friends. We're getting a lot of new families that have never had to ask for help before in any way. That's throughout all of Christian Help's programs.
Lovell says families of any income are able to receive a 3-day supply of food for each family member. If you would like more information on the Christian Help Center, call the number at the bottom of your screen.
While Christian Help Center assists families without food, the American Dental Association provides free dental care across the nation through their Give Kids a Smile program.
That's right, Emily. February was not only Heart Disease Awareness Month, but Children's Dental Health Month. Our WVU health reporter, Katie Haar, has more. Katie?
Thanks, Ashley and Emily. Did you know that 1 can of Coke has 8 teaspoons of regular sugar? And with millions of kids across America drinking soda every day, it's a recipe for dental disaster. Research says West Virginia ranks dead last in the nation for dental health. I learned some facts and tips that can help you improve your children's dental hygiene.
Tooth right now. And I'm going to wipe off your tooth.
February is National Children's Dental Health Month. Maxine Betty says she brought her daughter Ashley Mayfield to the dentist because of her biggest concern, cavities. Research says over 1/3 of kids never make it to the dentist before they begin grade school, and 51 million hours of school are lost each year because of dental-related illnesses. The American Dental Association says the first dental visit should be no later than age 1.
Parents were told and that they should see their dentist for the first time about age 3. But as the years have gone by, we discovered that really was too late to have any intervention.
Dentists say daily teeth brushing should begin when the first tooth appears. Dentists say prevention can start right here at home. Parents can help prevent early childhood tooth decay by offering their children a pacifier rather than a bottle at nap time. If parents must use a bottle, it should be filled with only pure water. Dentists say parents can promote good oral health by wiping a baby's mouth with a wet cloth at birth until the first tooth appears.
Well, they need to brush them so they don't get cavities and have to go back to the dentist and maybe get teeth pulled.
Centers for Disease Control say 42% of West Virginians who are 65 or older will lose most, if not all, of their teeth. That's why it's so important to take care of your teeth from a young age.
For more information on free dental clinics, visit givekidsasmile.ada.org. The address is at the bottom of your screen. Ashley and Emily, back to you.
Thanks, Katie. Dental health can be so important, Ashley. Health is linked to cardiovascular diseases, osteoporosis, and even obesity.
I agree, Emily. Coming up next on WVU News, we'll tell you about a lifelong choice some student athletes are making. Our sports reporter, Matt Hosworth, has more on the trend that has athletes, including WVU basketball players, marking their bodies.
WVU, West Virginia's window to the world.
Student athletes all over America are choosing to express themselves through a unique form of artwork.
That's right, Emily. Nearly 1/3 of college athletes possess at least one tattoo, and the body ink obsession has grown in recent years. WVU sports reporter Matt Hosworth joins us with more about the body ink on one Mountaineer basketball player that carries a much deeper meaning. Matt?
Thanks, Ashley and Emily. Student athletes all over the nation have been captivated by the sudden evolution of tattoos. A variety of student athletes here at WVU are also taking part in the newest fad, with many decorating their skin at an alarming rate. It's no secret tattoos are all around us, and the basketball world has been rocked by the body ink transformation. If you've paid a visit to the WVU Coliseum for a game, then you've probably noticed ink on players such as Joe Mazzulla and Sarah Miles. A study by the Pew Research Center in 2007 showed 36% of today's high school and college students actually have at least one tattoo. The pricing of tattoos runs anywhere between $80 to $100 per hour, depending on the artist. And with tattoos popping up all over the bodies of several current athletes in every level of sport, look for the true colors of every athlete to really show through their skin. Ashley and Emily, back to you.
Thanks, Matt. You know, Ashley, I think it's really amazing how meaningful tattoos can be to different people.
Me too, Emily. Well, that's going to do it for us this week on WVU News. Remember to visit us online at itunes.wvu.edu. I'm Ashley Ward.
And I'm Emily Braun. You can also watch any of our shows on YouTube. The address is at the bottom of your screen. Thanks for watching WVU News.